morning, welcome back. Yes, you too, welcome back to Waiheke Yoga Room. I'm at home, you're at home, and we're all just getting a little bit of yoga done, hopefully. So today I'm doing headstand preparation work, which really means we're working the upper back and the shoulders mostly. We'll also warm up the abs and the hamstrings a little bit, and then we'll take ourselves into variations of headstand without actually doing a full headstand, so don't panic. Those of you who are very adventurous may get a chance in the end to do something a little more exciting. Okay, so let's get started. Excuse me, Bo, can you go lie on your can you go lie on your blanket over there? Yeah. Over here. Yeah, that's a good boy. Okay. Come on, lie down. No, lie down. Come on. Lie down. Good boy. Here we go. There we go. Good boy. Lie down. Come on. Good boy. Alright. So we'll start with just warming up the whole spine in cat and cow. Cat and cow is not only a spine warm up, but it's also really good for your lungs, and that's what we all need at this time, is to increase the capacity of the lungs, to make them healthier, to improve the oxygen exchange in the lungs, to move the blood around in the lungs. So cat and cow is really great. We're going to have hands directly under shoulders. Remember to spread your fingers wide, knees under hips. And let's have the big toes just touching, so the knees are hip distance apart. And I'm always holding my navel lightly back. So I started in my tabletop, and in my tabletop I take a nice deep breath in. And as I exhale, I draw navel to spine, and I curl tail and head towards each other. And I round up as much as I can, really push all the air out of my lungs, flatten my lungs up into my shoulder blades, and then I need to breathe in. So I drop my chest, not my tummy, and I lengthen my head and tail away from each other. And I take a nice deep breath in, pressing my shoulders away from my ears, and at the top of the breath, I start to exhale again, drawing navel to spine, exhaling all that old air out of the lungs, pushing the lungs up into the back body. And then on the inhale, slowly dropping the chest, deep inhalation, glide your shoulders towards your hips, and let your head and tail move as far away from each other as they can, and exhale. Now if you want to, you can push down into the earth through this exhalation. It feels quite nice, a downward push at this point, and then on the inhalation, you're just relaxing that push, filling the lungs. We'll do two more, one more exhalation, one more inhalation, exhaling, emptying the lungs. Inhaling, filling the lungs slowly. And on your exhale, just come back to your tabletop. Good. Have your feet in line with your knees now, and walk your hands maybe 6 inches further forward. Tuck your toes under, keeping the tummy in again. Take a breath, and we're just going back to puppy pose as we exhale. Exhaling back to puppy, and just feeling yourself being pulled back by the hips. Imagine somebody's got their hands around your hips and then pulling you back. We're going to breathe here a little bit. As I breathe in, I'm going to rise up away from sensation a little bit, and then a nice long slow exhalation takes me back into it. And I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to rise up for a moment, and a long slow exhalation taking me back into that sensation of stretch. And then I'm putting my toenails down, and I'm just going to rest for a moment, arms back, head to the floor. You know, if your bottom won't come down and you're up here, you don't want to be doing some kind of a head dive, so rather put something under your head. It could be your fists, could be a block, could be your folded arms. And coming up. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of real strength warm up around the shoulders now. So I want you to bring your hands again a little bit forward of your shoulders. We're going to do some push-ups. So I'm going to hold my tummy in, breathing in, I'm going to stay here, and as I breathe out, I'm just going to bring myself to a half plank to start with. And holding my half plank, I've got to find out where my abdominals. So if you're sinking down like this, everything is loose and unprotected. So draw the abs back towards the spine. And then you'll switch them on more effectively if you push down now into the floor with your feet. Press them down. Feel that? Some of you might like to lift your knees and just hold your plank like this for a little while. You can put your knees back on the floor, or you can keep holding like this. I'm going to put mine back down just for now, and I'm going to exhale into a little baby push-up. And the important thing is I'm pushing my shoulders away from my ears, and a slow inhale brings me up. And a gentle exhale. I'm keeping my elbows in towards my ribs. I'm keeping my shoulders moving away from my ears. That's really important. Push up. Let's do 3 more. Exhale. Remember to keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And push back as you exhale. Stretch. And rest again for a moment in child pose. Coming up, you might just want to turn your hands around a little bit. Your wrists, hello, did you like that? You did. Okay, you're here because we're doing down dog now. Bo is here to help us with our downward facing dog. Okay, good boy. All right. We're going to have our hands just forward of our shoulders again. Tuck our toes under. Take a breath. Exhale halfway back to your puppy. And stop there a moment. Just make sure your tummy is in and you're pushing your shoulders back. And now engage. So push forward through your hands and back through your toes. And slowly start to lift off the floor without your back moving. Come up into a nice downward facing dog. And breathe. My knees are bent still, my heels are high. And I'm going to take a little time to warm up my hamstrings. We're going to do this together. Breathe in, and as you exhale, lower your right heel a little bit. Try and straighten your right leg. And float up onto the toes. And change legs. Try not to move too fast. I know that one is tempted to go quite fast in this from side to side. And you can at some point, but don't do it all the time. Try and slow it down a little bit as well, because you're really trying to warm up your hamstrings. Trying to give them a real good little bit of workout. So as I straighten my leg, I really lift that front thigh up, and I try and lift the hip up of the straight leg. I keep breathing. I'm very aware of each breath in and each breath out. And one other nice thing you might want to do is just go diagonal in your push. So as I press my right heel down, I push through my left arm a little more strongly. And change again. And we can all finish off our down dogs with both legs together, either straight or bent. Trying to keep that tummy in and just hold for a few breaths. doing by holding the down dog is inverting the lungs. So the blood that's been pooling in the base of the lungs has now got a chance to trickle up towards the top of the lungs. And as we come down and go back to vertical, so we get fresh blood in the base of the lungs. And then just come down, and if you've got space, you can rest in your child pose, otherwise you can relax on your dog. Coming up slowly, take your hands behind your back and clasp one hand with the other, or interlink your fingers. You can sit on your heels or you can kneel like this and just open up the chest in the other direction from what you've been doing. Shoulders are nice, little roll around. See if they're starting to feel a little bit warmer. So I'm sure a few of you have been missing your chest openers that we often do in class. And if you don't have blocks or a bolster at home, that's okay. You can use books. So I've got myself a couple of nice fat books. If you don't have fat books, use more thinner books. And put the biggest one, if they're different sizes, obviously underneath. I would say turn the spines towards you. Less likely to damage your books. And you might want to put a blanket on top, even if you just drape it over to make it soft. If you want to make it higher, by all means, roll your blanket and put it on top. But these are pretty fat already, so I'm just going to put a bit of softness on top there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to both get in it and out of it. And then, after you've watched that, you're going to switch off the video, you're going to go and get your books, you're going to set yourself up, you're going to put yourself in, stay there as long as you like, but not less than 2 or 3 minutes, and then bring yourself out, switch on the video, and we'll carry on with the headstand work. So I've got my blanket for under my head, or a cushion, whatever you need for under your head. If you find you've got the wrong height, too much height under your back, under your upper back, you can always put a cushion under your bottom as well. So for those of you who've not done this with me before, the area of the back you want to be working is your thoracic spine, your upper back, the part that we get rounder and rounder in as we get older. So that's the area that we're going to ask to make more of a back bend shape, not your back waist, which is already in a back bend shape. So, to get into it, please be careful. Take yourself a little bit away from your height. Lay yourself down so it's under your shoulder blades. Get your shoulder blades onto your books. And once your shoulder blades are on, lift your hips. You're going to get into it with your hips in the air. You're going to do 2 different arm variations as well, and 3 different leg variations. So I'm getting my head down first. I'm taking this cushion, this blanket, and I'm making sure that the back of my neck feels really comfortable and supported. So I've now got the back of my neck and the base of my skull supported. I've got my shoulder blades on, and then the first arm position, you can either just go arms out in line with your shoulders like that, or to make it a little stronger, which I prefer, hold on to the edges of your mat while your hips are still in the air. Drop your elbows down, and then slowly sit yourself down and feel that upper back getting some work. Feel the chest opening. You can either keep your feet like this, or you can bring the soles of your feet together like this and let your knees drop out to the sides. So that's your first chest opening. The second one is more about the shoulders really. So when you've had enough of that, bring your feet together again, lift your hips and stretch your tail for the ceiling just to really iron out the lower back. Walk slightly further forward, maybe a ½ an inch towards your feet, and then cup your elbows, drop your arms over your head, down to the floor, as close to the floor as you can, and then again sit yourself down. And here again, you can either keep your knees bent, it's a little softer on the back, or for a little bit more stretch in the front body, this is where you can straighten out your legs. Remember every now and then to just change which arm you have on top, because you will feel a slight pull difference in the side body depending which arm. When you're ready to come out of it, you bend your knees, you release your arms, you lift up again and stretch your tail to the air, and then you just roll or shuffle forward until you're flat on the floor, just your head resting on the height, and relax your back. Okay, switch off the tape, the video, go get yourself sorted, enjoy your chest opener, and I'll join you again in a minute. Okay, we're getting closer to that headstand preparation work, or the actual headstand prep. So we're going to start with our knees on the floor. We're going to interlink our hands like this. We're going to extend the baby fingers only. So your fingers are clasped, your baby fingers are extended, so you've got a nice long smooth line from fingertip to elbow, and you're going to keep your elbows in, a little bit narrower than your own shoulders. Now the important thing is throughout this work, all the way now, your head does not touch the floor, okay? If it just brushes the floor, that's okay, but basically the head is off the floor. So the first preparation we're going to, I do have a wall behind me, you might have noticed, which is quite important. If you possibly can, a wall or like a coffee table or something that's not going to move. Okay, our first preparation, we've got our elbows under our shoulders but a little narrow. We're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're just going to, like a puppy pose, but in headstand preparation, we're going to pull back. So you're trying to draw your hips back to the wall as far as you can. And just feel that for a moment. Just the tummy lightly drawn up. Now, feel yourself pressing down with your arms, your forearms, and slightly forward. And you'll feel a push back through your toes. So we're engaging in it. Now feel yourself pressing the outside of your wrists, the outer edges of the wrists down into the floor. And as you push down with the arms, down with the wrists, forward with the forearms, see if you can draw your shoulders away from your ears. So the arms are kind of pushing forward, but the shoulders are pulling back, two different directions. And then I'm slowly going to lift my knees off the floor. As you may be able to see, I've got my heels up the wall for support. My head is free. And if you can, you'll straighten your legs. Don't straighten your legs if it means that you go diving forward like this. You really don't want that. That's uncomfortable and it's kind of counterproductive. Bend your knees in that case. Take your chest towards your knees. Push forward through the arms and just slowly work your hamstrings. So you're holding this headstand preparation number 1. Breathing. You might feel yourself push your heels into the wall and your elbows away from the wall. Pulling your shoulders up, away from the floor as strongly as you can. See if you can hold it for a few more breaths. If not, come down. And everybody come down to rest if you're still up. Rest in your child's pose. Relax your shoulders. When coming up from that, take your arms behind your back and do your stretch. Okay, for some of you that's enough. If you don't want to invert any further than that, you can just do that. Just practice those. The next stage, if you'd like to make it a little bit more exciting, and again, if you start barreling forward with your shoulders, which we've tried to do all this opening so we're not going to be rounding in the back. Just keep that idea that I don't want my shoulders to round. If you do, you need to back off, bend your legs more, try and push forward through your arms and draw your body towards the wall behind you. So I'm going into it the same way again. You might want to watch and then join me. I'm going to go up exactly as I was before, and then I'm going to put one foot at hip height with the knee bent, both knees bent, and then I push off my feet and up I come. And I'm trying to make what feels like a square. From my elbows to my hips, from my hips to my heels. I'm really working strongly through my arms. I'm pushing them down. I'm lifting my hips up. I'm firming my legs. I've got my head well off the floor. Please be sure the shoulders are pushing away from the floor. The arms are pushing down into the floor. And the neck is free. When you've had enough, once again, you'll just come down and rest in your child's pose. When you've had your little rest, one time you'll come up. Remember, you always want you to change the interlink of which hand is clasping or which way the fingers are interlinking. And then this last one is only for the most adventurous of you, and I really don't want you trying this at home if you're feeling a little unsure. But what I will do is I'll show you, if you want to try and just get a feel for what does it feel like to kick up, but not actually kick up. There's a little trick that you can do. So, we're going to now interlink our fingers completely so we don't have that baby finger sticking out anymore. Everything else remains the same. Elbows in, shoulders away from ears, pushing down into the floor and slightly forward with the arms. But I'm going to take my knuckles to touch the wall now. I'm tucking one baby finger inside, in front of the other rather than on top of it. Elbows quite close together. See the movement of the shoulders? Watch. This is shoulders not working. This is shoulders working. Look. Okay, I'm really pushing them away from my ears. Not working, working. Then I come up into my, as we did before. Now if you're too scared to go for the wall, but you want to just give it a try, bring one foot forward, one foot back, and think about just hopping one foot off the floor. Just hopping, and one day, eventually it'll go up. Oops, I didn't mean to go up quite so quickly. But anyway. So I'm really trying to push down to lift up. I'm drawing my navel in. My head is free, hanging. I'm balancing. I'm using the wall. If you want to try and balance, you can, but it's quite difficult in this position. And when you come down, one leg at a time, come down and rest again in your child's pose. You may want to switch off the video to give that a few tries. Remember, your legs are long and straight, like scissors. Your legs are like scissors. They don't all bend and flop at the knees, okay? They're long and straight. Give it a try. When you're done, have a rest. And in the meantime, I'll say thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it again, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.